Welcome. In this tutorial, I will show you how to parse Markdown with React and create a page based on this Markdown. So we'll create something like it. It's a README file from react-markdown library. We will use it, and as you see, it's parsed and run on our application site. So before we will start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and press like this video. Okay, what do we need? We will use this library, it calls React Markdown. It's pretty popular, as you see, almost 10k stars. And we will use this Markdown as an example. So, what do we need to start? First of all, let's create a simple React application. You can use create React app and start step by step. So I created a simple application. We will work in client's library. Let's go to the source. What we have, it's index.js, just app component rendering and app.js with nothing, and the result. So let's start with React Markdown component and try to use it. First of all, we need to install it. We will install with yarn, but copy name, and inside your project yarn add new component. And now we can follow some examples how we can work. For example, we have link and we just need the return React Markdown component for now without any plugins. Okay, let's copy link. And now we need import React Markdown. And inside the application we will React Markdown children. We will pass Markdown and that's it. Let's check what do we have. As you see, it's link. It should be link, but it doesn't work right now. Let's update this Markdown with something more, like I want to do it bold, and the link should be according to the Markdown style. As you see, we have link and it's italic, not bold. Because of bold, this 2 asterisks. And now, as you see, we can easily parse Markdown. It works. Now let's create something a bit more complex. We need some Markdown text. Where we can find it? Let's take this readme md. It's readme. Then we go to raw and we have the file. Let's Ctrl A, copy, and inside our application source let's create new file markdown md. Put. So as you see, IDE already parsed it and showed how it should look like, and it's something what we expect to see in our case. Okay, what do we need? First of all, we need fetch this file and render it. How can we do it? Let's import, we will call it markdown from markdown md, and inside our application we need save it to state and pass to the component when the file was loaded. So what do we need? We need import use state and use effect, because of inside when component was rendered on the mount step, we need to fetch markdown then result, we need to return result text, and after that we need then we will have markdown. We need set markdown this MD. What is that markdown? It's from the state set markdown function. Empty string by default, it will be markdown. Now we can remove this one, and when we will fetch the file, we easily can save it to the state and then render in the application. Let's check what we have. As you see, everything works almost as we expect, so it's pretty easy. The next one, we will add a few plugins to fix these issues with the code, for example, and with check marks. Okay, to fix check marks, we will use GFM plugin. GFM, it's markdown. Let's take a look. It's a plugin for GitHub, parsing GitHub markdown. So we need to install it. Yarn add remark GFM, and then we need to pass it as a remark plugins. Don't forget to import. Okay. So as you see now, we have checkboxes. It works much better. And now we can add one more additional plugin to render scripts. Okay. What's important to know about these plugins? Inside props, you can see that we have remark plugins and rehype plugins. You can open both links and check the types of these plugins. As you see, we can do a lot of additional parsing stuff with these plugins. Now, let's create something more complex with code highlighting, syntax highlighting. We will use a new plugin. It's a component, separate component, not related to the markdown in general, but it's a React syntax highlighter. And for code tags, as you see, we have components props, and we can define how should we render any tag. For code, as you remember, it's, let's open our markdown. This part, it's a code, and we should render it as we want. Okay, and we can describe that we will use syntax highlighter and render with this approach. Okay, let's install again yarn add highlighter. We will use this theme. Import syntax highlighter, import colors from the same syntax highlighter component, and for markdown we will use components props. and that's it. Okay, let's check what do we have. And now, as you see, we using highlighting of the code works much better. Okay, to be more understandable, let's rewrite this to code. Its function. So we say that we want to change approach how we render code tag. Refresh. It works. So for example, in case you will have details tag that isn't parsed, you can easily define that you want to change approach for details as well and define it as you need. Okay, one more interesting case I want to show you, it's with templating or passing some variables to the markdown. For example, let's go to markdown and we want to change title React components, React markdown, and for example I want to pass some version, and this should be dynamic based on the parameter we pass from the application. Now, as you see, it's only a code. Now let's use some plugin that will help us. We will use rehype lodash template plugin. Let's go, and we will check how it works. What's important to understand how the stuff works. We have rehype, we have this use. The most important part with API is unified use, and then you pass rehype lodash template. It's a plugin, or you can use any plugin, and then we have options we can pass. In these options we will have values. It's values of our template and the template string settings in case we want to change it. Okay, now let's install this rehype lodash template. Yarn add template, and now we need pass it to rehype plugins. We don't have it right now. Rehype plugins, we will pass array with rehype lodash template. Okay, now we need to pass it, and the next important part, we need to pass variables. In our case we have version variable name, we need parse it. First of all, let's check what do we have, and we need pass variables what we are using. Let's create const variables. We need the version, and let's put, for example, this case, and we need pass options. How we can do it? We need pass array of arrays, so wrap one more array, and second argument it will be options values. So we have values props to this plugin, and it will be variables object with all keys we need. Let's start again. Okay, so as we use JavaScript, not TypeScript, we have some issue with loaders for nullish operator. We need to configure our application, React application, to allow this approach, this syntax. How we can do it? We will use Krakow. Krakow is a popular way how you can configure, create React application config file. Okay, we need to install Krakow. Yarn add Krakow. Then we need create Krakow config JS file in the source in our client library. And we need to update scripts in package.json, replace React scripts with Krakow. Let's go to package.json, React scripts update with Krakow. And now we can easily configure Babel to enable one more loader. As you see, we have example of this file. What we can configure is ESLint, Babel, TypeScript, Webpack. We need only one. It's Babel. And we need the plugins. Okay, what plugin do we need? Nullish collision plugin. So let's copy and install as well. Yarn add this plugin, but with -d because of it's for development purpose only. And inside the plugins we can add one more. Let's go to the Krakow and plugins array. We will update with this plugin. Now let's restart our application with Krakow, yarn start, and as you see we call Krakow start. Let's check what do we have. Okay, how can we fix it? First of all, let's try to remove react-markdown plugin and just leave this one. Okay, parsing works, but without replacing the variable. Let's try to change template approach, because of it should be this one, like in JavaScript. And as you see, it was parsed, and now we passing variable to this some kind of template. Okay, can we use react-markdown anyway? Let's try remark plugins. doesn't work together, so it's pretty bad. But anyway, you need to decide what plugin is more important for you, because not all of them are working together. So as you see, mostly it works as we expect. So if you have any comments, leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And thank you for watching. All the source code you can find in the description for this video.